This is the third time I'm repeating this video, and the problem is from the iPad. So I had to restart the iPad again. So now I'm gonna record again for the sake of you guys. You deserve it. Grade 9. Okay, that's the third time. I'm wasting my time here. Alright, prove me wrong and get the full mark tomorrow. Okay, so here in expanding, we have 5a squared. You have to put it inside the bracket. Therefore, 5a squared, you multiply by 5 is going to be 5 times 5, sorry, 5 obviously. A squared times a, it's going to be a power 3. So we have power 2 and here power 1. You add the powers when you have a like term. So it's going to be a power 3. And obviously 5 powers a squared, there's going to be multiplied by 4 as well. A common mistake is would leave the 4 as it is. No, you have to multiply it as well. And 5 times 4 is 20. And since there is no letter, a squared is going to be as it is. When you factorize, guys, here, when you have to find the highest common factor, and the highest common factor in this case is just a, and then a is our divisor. A squared divided by a is just a. 25a divided by a is just 25, and here you go. When you have a quadratic expression, you need to look at the a constant, you look at the sign. This case is negative, so both are going to be one negative and one are going to be positive. But you're going to look at the middle sign will decide which number will take the negative and which number will take the positive. Since it's negative in this case, then the bigger factor is going to take the negative sign. You think of the two factors multiplying gives 35 is going to be 7 times 5, and you're going to give the negative sign to the 7 and the positive sign to the 5. And when you do that, it actually gives you negative 2, which is the case. And here you go. So x here, 7 minus 7 plus 5 is there, and this is how you factorize a quadratic as you can see. These are different terms, and they're not like terms because x, y, and z, but you can multiply them. 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30, x, y, z is beside each other. That means that only happens in multiplication. If there was addition or subtraction, don't you ever do it. When you have here, you have to expand first. 5 times a, 5a. 5 times 2 is 10. 4 times a is 4a. 4 times minus 1 is minus 4. And then you put the like terms together. It's going to be 9a, and 10 minus 4 is going to be minus 6. Oh, guys, careful. 10 minus 4, subtract and take the bigger number sign. It's going to be positive 6 because, as you can see here you have 10 minus 4. So subtract and take the bigger number sign. The bigger number sign is positive, so that's going to be positive. Okay, the answer is this one. Okay, what's the square root of 100? 100 is 10 because 10 times 10 is 100. Remember that concept. Okay, what's standard form? Standard form multiplication here we have to put the same things beside each other. And as you can see here, you multiply it in the calculator. You will have this and the calculator as this form, and then you have to put it back in the standard form. Okay, which is gonna be this one here. When the n is more than or equal to 1 and less than 10, and the power here, it's not equal to 0, but it can be more than 1 or less than 1. Okay. So when you do that, you're gonna start from here. 1 jump, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I chose this side because it is it makes this number follow the rule, and therefore I'm gonna write the same number I have multiplied by 10 power 7 because I jumped 7 times. The area of a sector is a part of a circle. When you have the angle and you have a radius, the formula says theta over 360 times pi r squared. We have here 30 over 360 times pi times 10 to the power 2 because the 10 is the radius, and then the calculator is going to be 26.179. If you round it up, it's going to be 26.18 centimeters squared, obviously because it's an area. We have here one of the rules of indices. When you have a fraction as a power, remember that the bottom is the root and the top is the power. And whenever you are on the top, you will have the power. And if you are on the bottom, you will have the root because the bottom of the tree is a root. So that's the root, power 3. And the power 2, you do it on the calculator, is going to be 2.92 rounded to 2 decimal places. We have the circumference of a circle. The circumference of a circle here says pi times d, pi times diameter. It's always, you have to remember that, guys. If I give you the diameter in this case, that's here, 10 centimeter, you're going to take the pi times by 10. You can put a 10 pi in terms of pi, but you can round it to 2 decimal places and write 31.42, obviously centimeter because it's circumference, which is the perimeter of a circle. Here we have trapezium. The area of trapezium is actually b1 plus b2 over 2 times the height. So 5 plus 10 is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. 7.5 times 6 is going to be 45 centimeters squared. Okay, guys, that's the revision. You have here a volume of prism. You have a prism here in front of you, but it's a combined prism. It has two shapes. Okay, centimeter, 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 centimeter. Okay, guys, in this case, I'm going to have two shapes. I'm going to do the volume, the first one, which is this one here. Okay, and then I have the second one. So when you do that, you will have 72 to the first, and 36 for the second. You add them up, it's going to be 108 centimeters squared. Cubed, sorry, because it's a volume. Remember that. Rules of indices, 5 power 0 means 1. 5 power minus 1 is going to be 1 over 5 by 1. 2 times 5, 3. It's going to be 5. 4 divided by 4, 5, 2. It's going to be 5, 2 because subtract. And we subtract the powers in division, and we add the powers in multiplication. Okay, significant figures in decimal places. We have, for example, this around this 5, 4. In decimal places, I'm going to count after the decimal point. One decimal place, I'm going to look at the 5 only. What's beside it? 4, up or down? Down, so the answer is 3.5. If I have here 0.251, and I told you to round it to two significant figures, I'm not going to count the 0. I'm going to start from the 2, here 2, so it's going to be 0.25 into two significant figures, because we don't count the zeros in significant figures. But if it was 1.257, I'm gonna two significant figures. I'm gonna count the 1, 2, and here to go. The answer is 1.3 because the 5 means up, so 1.3, two significant figures. That's the fastest revision ever. Salam alaikum.